Yeah, man, welcome back to the channel, everyone. Yeah, man, this is the Champions League. I'm going to, touch a little bit on the big games that played over the couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday. The UEFA Champions League, man, is the biggest and the baddest club competition on planet Earth. This is a prestige trophy. This is what most players are, every player's dream to win, growing up as a youth. I'm going to go over the UEFA Champions League match day one fixtures. I'm just going to give details and analysis on the major games that took part, Tuesday, Wednesday. But, I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, man. I'm here, I'm okay. I'm doing videos for you guys, but support the channel, support the videos, just if you're new, you know what to do, click the bell, if you're watching these videos, hope you always liking, comment, tell me what you guys think, about the videos and stuff like that. But yeah, man, we're going to get right into the video, man. But, I'm going to kick things off, Barcelona versus Royal Antwerp, Barcelona, been playing their games, their home games, in the Olympic Stadium in Barcelona, as the Camp Nou is under reconstruction. Look, this was like a Goliath versus David versus Goliath, man. But Barcelona, took charge of this game. They won this game 5-0. And I mean, Royal Antwerp, everyone was expecting them to, to get smashed by Barcelona in this game. As yeah, but new boy Joy Felix, man, is on farm. His last two starts, he got goals in both games, man. But this game, it was like a one-sided game as Barcelona, finished this game with 70% of the ball, and Royal Antwerp with 30%. But shots on goal, Barca took 22 shots on goal, 9 on target. Royal Antwerp only kicked, 3 shots on goal, 1 on target. Barcelona almost made 800 pass completion. They had 747 pass complete. Royal Antwerp only made 292 passes in the game. But Joy Felix, man, he's loving his new club, as he's playing really good football. I saw that link up play that he made, Gundogan, that little tiki taka, that's like a traditional Barcelona build up, and that wonderful finish, from the Portuguese, as he's loving life so far in Barcelona. When he's playing, under under Diego Simeone, Atletico Madrid, he's been defending, but he just can't seem to do anything wrong, under Xavi Hernandez, but playing under that system, Madrid system, you have to play deep, you have to trap back, maybe that's not his style, maybe that's not what he's like, and, can Xavi Hernandez get the best out of Joy Felix? But look, man, it was a wonderful show, from the Catalonia team, 5-piece, over Royal Antwerp, the Belgium team. Move on, Borussia Dortmund. This team is not at its best. You could see the midfield with Emre Can, Sabitzer, and Julian Brandt, was in that midfield three. It was wide open as PSG could just easily slice Dortmund team like a hot knife through butter. You could see that, the captain, Chan, he was the only player in the midfield, as Julian Brandt likes to go all over the pitch. Sabitzer came off and they brought on, Nemencha, it was really open, for the French team, but they didn't took their chances, as they got 2 goals at the end. But this game could have easily been like 4-5-0 to the Paris Saint Germain team. But Hakimi Goldman really laid that Dortmund defender on the ground like a welcome man. Extra ordinary man, wonderful skills man from the Morocco on the right back. To get the goal. But I have something that stood out. Marquinhos, the Brazilian, the captain, and Ugarte, the Portuguese, the CDM. You could see when both of them came back in the team, because they didn't play in that game and they got 3-2 at home against Nice. But you could see that, the team was well organized at the back by Marquinhos and that midfield. It wasn't a big gap between the defense line and the midfield line. Ugarte is a really good CDM. It's one to watch. His upcoming. But look, man, this PSG team, can they go on and win this? The UEFA Champions League for the first time, and let's see. Milan versus Newcastle. Early one of the early kickoff on Tuesday, man. That was, I would say, it was a really good game. It was an exciting nil draw. From Newcastle and Milan. I really enjoyed that game, to be honest. But look, man, that first half, Milan should have been leading 2-3 goals up in that first 45 minutes as Leo, got that chance where he's trying to back you. I think he could have just shared the glory and, pass the ball off to one of his teammates, and he could get that tap in and Milan get that go ahead goal. But Newcastle, they always came into this game, playing for a point where Eddie Howe set up his team. It was kind of defensive. At one point, he took a little bit too long to bring on Harvey Barnes. I think Harvey Barnes should have started in that game, because they're always going to be on the cash. They're always going to play in that transition game. So I think, Harvey Barnes would have been the best choice to play over Anthony Gordon. But when he decided to bring on Harvey Barnes, it was a little bit too late. But I could understand it, but it was a really good point, so, for the two armies, to get in Italy, man. But look, Nick Pope was excellent as he made 8 saves in the game. I think Milan goalkeeper Mayagan, the French keeper, he walked it off the pitch. He was injured. Sportillo, made a wonderful save from Longstaff, in that 93rd minute. I think it was the last kick before the corner. That was an excellent save. That ball struck, I think, around 22 yards out from the D. Manchester City versus Serbia, Red Star Belgrade, the team from Serbia, man. They had a very good first half, but look, man, Manchester City is missing chance after chances. Erling Haaland, he got a few headers. The Erling Haaland that we saw last season, man, he would have buried those chances easily put away those goals. But look, Red Star Belgrade, they took the opportunity. I think when Bukhari scored that goal, they waved it off offside, but at the end they gave it was an offside. But look, Manchester City, as they came back out, it only took 70 seconds in the second half to equalize, as they did. At West Ham, it only took 43 seconds, for Bernardo Silva to get that equalizer goal starting up the second half. But look, man, is Rodri the best CDM in the world at this moment? Let me tell me what you guys think in the comment section, man, because Rodri is playing some excellent football as he scored that nice little curl with his arm, with inside of his foot in that left hand corner post. He did it in Istanbul, a screamer, and Inter Milan that won Manchester City their first ever Champions League title. But look, man, City, they don't look the sharpest, but they are getting the results. But Julian Alvarez, man, the man just seemed to can't stop scoring. You think he could have easily got a hat-trick in that game, but he was excellent in that game, man. Real Madrid versus Union Berlin, man. What a game at the Santiago Bernabeu, man. It was a really good game in the capital of Spain, Madrid, man. But look, you have to give Union Berlin a lot of credit. Even though they didn't, took enough shots and goal, they didn't possess the ball around, but they picked their chances, when to go forward and when to defend. It coming up against a Real Madrid team. It's always going to be tough, against a team that's, making their debut in the UEFA Champions League. The squad that they have coming up against a really good Real Madrid team. But look, it was an excellent game. But I think in that first half, Union Berlin got that opportunity at the striker. I forgot what's his name, Bergeron. Yeah, I think Bergeron, that ball came whipping from the right wing into the box. I think if he was a split second earlier, he could have get a better touch on the ball and even try to put that ball behind Kepa. Real Madrid just kept pressing until they finally got their goal in deep in extra time, man. Jude Bellingham, 6 from 6. The man is on farm right now, the Englishman. Jude Bellingham is really playing excellent football, to be honest, man. He's running those channels, he's linking up players and making those midfield runs. You see those type of areas where, Karim Benzema used to just fish around and try to get his goals. Jude Bellingham is running to those number 9 position. His timing is jump well, his timing is running perfectly as when those ball whipping from either the left or right is always there. What a signing, man, from Real Madrid. Is in really good form. But I think Real Madrid going to have to get a number 9 replacement, as Oselu is just a stop league, to just fill the gap there. But he got so many chances, he should have scored today easily, easily. He got some easy chance he could have just put away, man. But Union Berlin fans, they were excellent in the game, as you can. They make their voice heard in the Santiago Bernabeu. They were making so many noise, man. Great traveling fans, as Germany has been known for some excellent traveling fans, in the UEFA Champions League, and they support their team very well. Bonucci's made his Champions League debut for the club. But great things, man. This club, I think, as I said in my preview, I think it was my prediction. This club, they're going to beat one of the big boys at home. Trust me. The game that everyone watched yesterday, Bayern Munich versus Manchester United, man. What a weird game. This is one of the weirdest game I ever seen, in the UEFA Champions League for some time now. The result didn't match how United perform on the pitch. United perform like a shit, to be honest. Like a shit. The first 15 minutes of the game, before that goal scored, Onana made that simple error. I don't know what he was doing, man. But look, you could see United, they kind of pressed Bayern Munich. They keep their shape. They were playing out the ball comfortable. They were creating chances. But they just didn't score. But as soon as that goal going, it's like it's a mentality shift. These players are not mentally, stable, as they're weak. The spine of the middle is weak. I don't know what is going on in the middle, man, with Eriksen. But Casemiro, he played a slightly better game than previously. He played in those games against Brighton and Wolves and Nottingham Forest. But look, man, Ten Hag need to sort out that midfield. Trust me, he need to sort out that midfield. But one more thing with that press, I think sometimes when United press, they press like you saw in the game. Lisandro Martinez, as he was following Hurricane, when Hurricane was dropping deep in the midfield for the ball. I don't really like because when you press individually, man to man press, you leave so many spaces around. I remember one time when Musiala picked up the ball and he turned and he was like confused, like, am I really open like this? I can dribble the next 30 yards without a United player come and tackle me. Too many spaces in the middle, man. But look, if this Bayern Munich team was a well-oiled machine team, ready and fit, United would have easily get around 4-5-0, in this game. But this Bayern Munich team, they still trying to find their identity under Thomas Tuchel. United played 6 games, man. They lost 4 of those games. They only scored 9. They conceded 16 goals so far. United is leaking goals like an ice cream truck, man. Arsenal versus PSV, as these two teams, played last champion in the Europa League. Both of them were I think in the group stage, and they met again in the Champions League. Easily 4-0 victory for Arsenal, man. But that goal from Martin Odegaard, man, on the top of the D, that was an excellent goal as he struck that ball in the left side corner, man. The keeper couldn't do nothing, man. He died for it, but he couldn't stop it. That ball that ball did not even move from the ground. That was just like a grass cutter. But Arsenal, man, they dominate the game. Can Arsenal go on and try to win their first ever European trophy, man? Who knows? But Arsenal is playing really good football, to be honest, man. I'm kind of feeling a little bit jealous, man. For the Gunners, man. But Arteta, Declan Rice, Gabriel Jesus is back at farm. Trossard came back in the team. Martinelli is out injured. Remember a little period last season. I think just before, no, um, just after the January transfer window closed, Trossard came in the team for Arsenal. I think that was 7 months ago. He was in a little farm, and Martinelli was struggling with farm, and they put him on the bench, and Trossard came in for him, and he just couldn't stop scoring. It's the same thing happening now. Trossard is finding the back of the net, as he did on the weekend, and he did in the Champions League, man. Arsenal is picking up farm really good. Their football is getting sharper. You could see their players is getting that understanding with everyone on the pitch. You could see that they're buying into Arteta's system. Other results around the ground, Galatasaray, came back from 2-0 down. Copenhagen, in Istanbul. Wonderful tricks, man, out there on the left hand side, by Wilfred Zaha to square that ball. Sasha Boy, what a goal! Right for that ball in the roof, man. The keeper don't even know when that ball passed it, man. Real Sociedad, they drew 1-1. Real Sociedad created so many chances in that game. They should have win that game easily, I think they hit the woodwork around 2 or 3 times. Mikel Merino hit the woodwork, from a corner kick. But look, that mistake from Bastoni, trying to dribble the ball out, and that's how Real Sociedad is. I think both goals scored by mistakes. Benfica, man, they lost 2-0 against Red Bull Salzburg, a team from Austria. I think Salzburg got a red card, but Salzburg missed a penalty. Konate missed a penalty, and they got another penalty. Simic, the Croatian wonder kid, he stepped up to the plate and he scored that penalty kick. Sevilla versus Lens, man, surprising. That game draw 1-1. I was expecting to see Sevilla win that game at least 2-1, 2-0 in Spain. But look, it's a good point for the French team. Braga versus Napoli. Napoli won that game 2-1. Feyenoord beat Scottish champion Celtic 2-0. In Stadio Olympic in Rome, Lazio drew 1-1 with Athletico Madrid. Shakhtar Donetsk, man, a team from the Donbass area in Ukraine. They got overpowered, man, from a really good FC Porto team. 3-1. They played the home game, in Hamburg. Young boys, from Switzerland. They lost at home and that AstroTurf against RB Leipzig. German team 3-1. But this is the recap, man, after Champions League review, man. This is the big bad Champions League review and Nicardo Media House. But look, man, go out there, man, and smash up the like button. Comment, tell me what you guys think. Can Arsenal win their first European trophy? Can Barcelona go back to the glory days? Can United lift their woeful farm? They played Burnley at home next on the weekend. Can City defend their UEFA Champions League title and go on to win their second one? Many things, man, as match day 2 is a couple of weeks from now. But look, thanks for watching. This is the Nicardo Media House, man. Peace out. Salute.